Hello! Now we are nearing the end of April, and now, because it's such a beautiful day, in fact it's been an absolutely fabulous weekend, what I am going to do now is I am going to plant out my leeks. Now I sowed my leeks in a tray in February, March time, end of February, March time, I can't remember, it seems such a long time ago, and they have been growing really, really well. I then pricked them out and then put them in individual pots, and this is what they look like now. I'm so chuffed with them. They've grown so tall. They must be about 9-10 inches tall, maybe even a little taller than that, and they're starting to fatten up really, really nicely here. So now they are ready to go outside. Now leeks, this variety, they're called mussel burr, and I usually grow these every year, and they always do really, really well. Now leeks, you don't plant like you would plant a normal plant. You don't dig a hole, tip it out and put it in. You have to plant them in a slightly different way, and you need to make sure that you have some form of pole. Now this is an old broom handle, and this is perfect. If you've got a dibber which has got like a fat bit that goes into the ground, then that will be absolutely fine, but sometimes they're a bit difficult to find, whereas a broom handle you can usually pick up from anywhere. So if you haven't got a broom handle, go and get one, and this is perfect for putting in leeks. So let me show you how I plant out my leeks. Right, now before you plant your leeks out, what you've got to do is you've got to make some holes. Now this is where the broom handle comes in. You push it down into the soil about, if you can, about 6 inches, and just wiggle it around like this, so that when you pull it out, the hole remains. Now I've positioned these leeks most probably about 4 inches apart from each other. That's plenty of room, and even though I've got more than one line, again I have placed them about 4 inches apart from each other. Now I know it seems a bit strange, but this is how you're supposed to do it. So I've got 2 lovely holes there. I then tip out my leek, so I will support the plant with 2 fingers, tip it upside down, and the pot should come off very easily. Let's just put that to one side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake off very carefully all this compost, because we don't need it to put it in the hole, and hopefully in there you can see all these wonderful roots. So all we need to do is to just pop it in the hole. You might have to just encourage the roots to go down a little bit. Just pop it in the hole like that. So let's do the other one. See what the roots look like on this one. There we are, some lovely roots on there. So just pop it in the hole like that. And then all we've got to do now is we have to water them. Now don't just pour the water in the hole, because if your leeks are a little bit small, then the leek will disappear into the hole and you won't be able to find it. So what I would suggest you do is to very carefully hold your leek before you pour the water in the hole, and you just use normal water. If you've got water in a butt, then that's absolutely fine. And you want to fill this hole right to the top, and once you've filled the hole right to the top, then you can carefully let the leek go, and what the water will do is it will gradually work its way down. Now every time you water your leeks, you need to pour water in the hole, and the soil will slowly and softly, some of it will sort of fill up the hole very, very carefully, but this hole gives your leeks loads and loads of room to grow. So that is how you plant your leeks. Well, that's all my leeks now in. As I say, every time you water, make sure that you hold the top of the leek and just pour the water and fill up that hole. And once the water has come to the top, then you can carefully let go of your leek. You won't have to do that all the time, but just until it gets settled. Otherwise it will disappear into the hole and then you'll lose it and it won't come back. I already lost one, so I had to move one. But whether it will come up, I doubt it very much, because it's most probably like 6 inches down into the soil. But using a broom handle, I find, works absolutely wonderfully. I've been using a broom handle like that for ages. Not particularly graceful when you're putting in the hole, especially if your soil is a little bit firm and you can be pushing down and it can't look very attractive from the back. But if it does the job, then it's absolutely fine. Well, they will grow and they will fill up their hole, and hopefully in sort of the autumn time I'll be harvesting some really, really lovely leeks. Well, I hope you're growing leeks this year, and have you got yours in the ground yet? If not, then maybe they'll be ready to get in the ground very, very soon. Well, I hope you found what I've shown you useful, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.